Well, let's start with another part, right? In this case, I don't know if you have seen it, because this is something else, and I don't know if you have seen it, right? It is shaped like a heart, like the Korean heart, but in this case it is a wasa, huh? It is a wasa, huh? Not wasa de race, huh? I see it. So the first thing we are going to do before starting to use the wasa is to take a small, let's say, oil bath to mobilize a little, and then we can start using it. To mobilize a little, and then we start with the wasa. Look, I'm going to put a little bit here. My hands, a little bit. And to activate, as always, like opening, okay? Here. Okay? I'm going to work a little bit here too. As you notice, I lift my head up a little bit. 3 little fingers. Opening. Now more. I'm going to use fingers. And more fingertips. Faster. Be careful with the eye always. Okay? I activate a little bit at the top. And I go to the neck, okay? Also to one side. Trapeze on the other side as well. Okay. And once I've got a little bit of Jen in general, okay? I start working and notice that I'm finishing in the neck. And that's where I'm going to start working with the wasa. Okay? What part are we going to use? Well, look, we're going to use it. It's going to go up. Okay? Now we've loosened it up a little bit, but it's going to go up, and we're going to do it in the area. Let's say, you could say in the back, but we're going to work on the trapezius, more or less, to go up. I'm going to do it with the heart part. With the part of the heart, not with this part now. We are going to work on this later, but right now we are working with this part. Okay? I place it here. And upwards. This is a little bit in the back, huh? Let's see. Let's see if you can see me here better. Any questions about the Gua Sha you can ask me, eh? No jokes? Okay. Well, always upwards. And I'll tell you things about the wasa. First of all, okay, it doesn't have to be too strong, right? There doesn't have to be too much pressure. You'll notice it right away. Huh? You will notice the movement right away. It may even turn a little red, huh? But I can't. Let's say I'm going to do it once so you can see a little bit like the feeling if I did it wrong, right? I would do this. I'd nail, let's say, and I'd do this up. Like this. See? It kind of sticks for sure, right? I can't see it from here, but it's probably marked, right? Normal. That's not what we want to do, right? And that's important. We're going to do this. We're going to place it. Okay? This part out. Here, okay. On there. And we're gonna go around the other side too, okay? Watch this. Let's see, I'll take a little bit here. Can I do it right with this one? I think it's easier to do it with this one, right? Okay, try. Anyway, try if it works with the same hand. I say this because, of course, the extension you can reach is different, right? There is a lot of pain here, so be careful, right? Because it could be that the trapezius are loaded, the neck too. We are also working on the lymphatic system. Now we continue a little bit more. Okay, that would be the first one, huh? The first massage is this one. Activating a little bit already. Ganglion chain a little bit. And then we continue with the neck. But now we're going to take more. I have a while more your video, right? The name is so long that you will never forget it. So let's work on it here. I mark it a little bit with the neck so you can see where it is, right? Look here a little bit. It's this one, right? And here at the top. Hey Ruben, I have seen videos. I don't know if you have seen them, eh? But they use both hands. One of them is placed. Time. We are going to do it now. Don't worry. You don't have to go up to here, up to the ear, but to the end of the jaw. And always, working this, we are going to change sides. You don't necessarily have to work from the side like I am doing right now. You can simply face me directly. There is no need for this sideways approach. By observing the muscle displacement directly, you can see that it should be positioned here, correct? Right? Okay. How's it going? Are you liking the joke? No? How are you doing? With joy? Or not? Do you notice a little difference? Does it seem too hard? It may also seem very hard at the beginning because it is true that it can happen, that it can happen a little bit. Okay, fine, good. We've worked on that, okay? We can do a little bit of this one too, but we'll do this with the longer part, okay? You have to lift the neck a little bit. Just like pulling it out. You don't have to squeeze, huh? Don't squeeze at all. It's a displacement, right? Here we work a little bit on the facial as well. Good, and now we're going to do the jaw, okay? In this case, we're going to work with fingers. It's important. Why do we put fingers here? Well, so that, let's say, the displacement is not like this. So that the skin goes away, right? That is so that we don't do this, and neither the head or the skin a little bit like this, right? So that they don't form like little mountains, let's say, huh? I am controlling what the face is doing here. I am controlling a little bit. It is not enough to stick it in and stretch it. No, it's not about that, huh? It's not about that. That is a mistake that is made a lot with this kind of tools. It's not about that, right? It's about displacing here, right? And it's also here, right? You tell me, hey, there is a heart, let's say, let's put it this way. There is a bigger heart and a smaller one, Ruben. So what? If I make this one, for example, I will make this one, right? Okay, you can do it. Now I say, I'm going to do this one. Okay? In principle, my recommendation is that this one, if you put it down, which you can do, you have to be careful with this. Okay? Where you reach. So, my recommendation is that you put it up and the little one down, okay? That you're working here. Always with this, huh? Look, these two fingers have to be here. Okay? Before going down from the lips and stretching a little bit. And then once we're here, now we're here. Right? If suddenly, as in my case, I notice that a little bit of displacement is missing, then I take a little bit of oil I'm more clean shaven, but well,
these things.
of course, I recommend that. Well, if you have to wear a beard, it's more complicated. I'm telling you. Huh? But well, I don't think so, but well, I say so. So let's put it here. Much better now. Isn't it true? Therefore, take note that we can achieve the same here as well. The displacement is more visible here. When I attempt this, I proceed in a somewhat erratic manner. Similarly, when I do this, observe. I'm going up, eh?
And the other side the same.
Obviously, it is an oriental treatment, huh? Well, there is no need to see. I mean, you just have to look at the faces. Also, isn't it? Many times of people, sometimes oriental people who take care of themselves so much. Even the sun exposure too.
Right.
Perfect, okay? You have to feel it a little bit on the facial lipstick. If you have to notice, a little bit of sensation in the jaw area especially, huh? You should feel it for sure, okay? Okay, we're going to work on the cheekbones, let's say now, okay? And we are going to work on the nose. That is, we are going to place a nose. We're going to place the longest part. The longest part, right? Now let's see, wait a minute, I'm going to do it. This is here. That's it. The longest part effectively opening up, okay? We put this in the beginning, like covering the nose, right? And it's stretching to the other side, okay? And this could be done. And if you want, if you let me put it on, we can make a video. Doing this with breaths, which can help even for anxiety and all that, and then we do this on top of that. But for now, we're going to do the normal thing, let's say, okay? Which is here, look. I'm going to do it on my right side, which can be your left side if you're watching, whichever one you want, huh? I place it here. We take a breath, I let go. Okay, start here.
Okay, and again. Follow the line, okay? The cheekbone. As it's there. Let go. Let go.
Okay? And so that the breathing, from breathing a little bit of akitaiso from one place or the other, I recommend you switch to all three, okay? So as not to produce. At the cerebral level, well, an issue that can occur when one part of the hemisphere works more or the other at the breathing level, okay? That is a different issue that if you want, if you are interested, I can tell you about it in another video besides doing the exercise, okay? So let's switch sides now. Remember, place fingers, okay?
Sorry, that would be here.
And tell me if you're not feeling the exercise too much, if you're not. If you're noticing a lot of it going into the face, if there are small vibrations when you go in, that is pum, 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 like it's a little difficult, right? I mean, in the stroke, right? I mean, if I do this, for example, if it costs you a lot, or if you go in and nail too much, because that's not the point either, huh? Notice that I'm never like this and I'm never like this. I mean, I'm at about 45, right? Let's do it this way now, which might be easier for you too. Okay, that's also a little bit of convenience. If you want to switch hands, cross over. Normally you don't cross over, but I sometimes say, well, I'm going to switch a little bit and I'm going to cross over. When is it best to do this? In the morning. I mean this, come on, in the morning to activate. Right? Okay. We're going to do now. We're going to do now the part, let's say, underneath the eyes. And in this case, we're also going to place, okay? Be careful with the eyes in this case, okay? Let's do it like this, okay? Right here. Right here. Being this one, I do it with this part, huh? Not with the length, but with this part. And I go under the eye. And there, without any kind of pressure, huh? What's more, I place. I notice, I don't press, I place it on top, and then I disperse and go on top. I tell you that you can do this a little bit faster. And if you do this, and take it out of the fridge in the morning, the better. And you change sides. So if one gets hot, you change the other one. Or if you have two, great, okay? So then, could I put my finger here? I could also put it here, but in principle, we're going to put it here, okay? A little bit more dynamic. Oh, look at the displacement of the arm, which is important. We switch sides. Here. And to finish, this one we're going to do last. It's also 2 fingers. Look, 2 little fingers here. And this one has like 3, right? First, this one. I would say that if you have, for example, fingers with a lot of oil on them, a lot of oil, wipe them a little bit, okay? If you can, on a napkin, okay? We are going to make the towel because the towel is then washed and that's it. That's it. But if you can, on a napkin, okay? Then we do here. Put fingers. Okay? Pushing a little bit, and now, without the fingers shifting, now here. Okay? Now, with the longest part, okay? Keep that in mind. We have to change again. Now with this one, okay? Besides, this exercise is quite relaxing. It produces quite a relaxing feeling, huh? Well, somehow, everything we are thinking about, we put it in here, right? So all that part of relaxation of the forehead. The fingers are between the eyebrows, huh? They're right? It would be here. And then notice we're going to do this. Are you going to notice any mountains here? Possibly yes. Huh? It's not the idea to nail, and it is not the idea to enter either. The idea is to move, eh? I tell you, I bought one in China a lot of years ago. It is true that I have not used it for a long time, but well, we will have to use it again a little bit, eh? Right? There. And maybe one part is more noticeable than the other, huh? Displacement. Okay, laughs, perfect. Okay. In principle, this particular method is the Gua Sha Massage, and there are various types of Gua Sha massages available. It is important to note that this massage cannot be done just once. It is recommended to do these massages daily for at least 4 to 5 weeks in order to see significant improvements. Some of you even tell me in the comments, you tell me, hey, I have been doing it and I notice it and so on and I already feel better. And my friends have asked me and have told me. So tell your friends, hey, look, we are here, we are doing this, let's see. Come with us. And tie less exercises, because for you to be radiant, we'd better be, well, right? Let's all be like this, radiant. Right? And also remember to take the photo. When you start, if it's clear to you, I'm going to start this day. Be consistent. Hey, one day I can do it for 3 minutes, I do it for 3. Another day I can do it for 8. Well, then I do it for 8. I mean, it's better to do it for 1 minute a day, or 2, than not to stop doing it for a while. I don't do it anymore. Even if you only do it for 3 minutes, take a photo at the start, and then another after 4 or 5 weeks to see the difference. Make sure both photos have the same lighting for accurate comparison. If you take the photo in a poorly lit area, you won't see any changes. Always remember that simple actions like this can improve your well-being. These reminders may seem basic, but they can have a positive impact on you. I am here to guide you on natural remedies and holistic approaches. Stay consistent and patient with yourself as you embark on this journey towards a better self. Right? For you. With Korean Heart and with WhatsApp. We always strive to be friendly and helpful to assist each and every one of you with great care and support. Our goal is to aid you in your healing journey and beyond. Sending warm regards and affection to all. And I hope you are very well and keep practicing.
Welcome to Remedios Naturales. We take care of your health with simple and 100% natural therapies. Subscribe and start taking care of yourself.